Welcome back to the channel Coin Master. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that has collectors buzzing around the world, the 2020p Roosevelt dime. This is the coin that proudly carries the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." It is a United States dime that is often overlooked because it is modern, but let me tell you, the story of this coin is far more interesting than most people realize. And the truth is, it is not just a simple 10-cent piece in circulation. Some of these dimes are already fetching jaw-dropping money in the collector's market, with certain examples reported at values as high as $58,000. Yes, you heard that right, a modern dime from the year 2020 can be worth more than many luxury cars. The Roosevelt dime has a proud history. It first appeared in 1946 after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was one of the most beloved leaders of the United States. Roosevelt guided America through the Great Depression and World War II, and because of his role in establishing the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, it only felt right to honor him on the 10-cent coin. So in 1946 the dime that carried his portrait was released, and since then it has become one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. Unlike many coins that change designs every few decades, the Roosevelt dime has held strong for more than 70 years. Fast forward to the year 2020, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of Roosevelt dimes bearing the P mint mark on the front next to the portrait of Roosevelt. These coins circulated widely across the country, used in everyday purchases, vending machines, and pocket change. Yet what most people don't realize is that among these ordinary coins, some rare varieties and high-grade examples exist. These are the dimes that collectors chase after, and that drive the market prices sky high. While a normal 2020p Roosevelt dime might only be worth its face value of 10 cents, a pristine mint state or special era coin can transform into a small fortune. The beauty of the 2020p dime is in the details. On the obverse you see the familiar bust of Franklin Roosevelt facing left, the word liberty inscribed along the rim, and the iconic phrase "In God We Trust," along with the date 2020 and the mint mark P that tells us it was struck in Philadelphia. Flip the coin over and you are greeted by the reverse design, which features a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on one side representing peace and an oak branch on the other representing strength and independence. This balanced design has remained unchanged since its debut and still captures the spirit of America. Now let's talk about value, the most exciting part for collectors. In circulated condition, meaning the coins that have been used in everyday change, the 2020p Roosevelt dime usually carries no extra premium. But once you get into uncirculated and mint state grades, things change dramatically. Collectors look for coins that have no scratches, nowhere, and a sharp strike. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can bring huge money at auction. Imagine a dime fresh from the mint with blazing luster, flawless surfaces, an eye appeal that makes it stand out from millions of others. That is the kind of dime that can reach values of tens of thousands of dollars. Another reason why some 2020p Roosevelt dimes are worth a fortune is because of mint errors. Errors occur when something unusual happens during the minting process. It could be an off-center strike, a double die, a clipped planchet, or a misaligned die. Sometimes even more dramatic errors occur, such as coins struck on the wrong planchet. Collectors absolutely love error coins because they are one of a kind and impossible to reproduce. If you were lucky enough to find an error 2020p dime in your pocket change, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake. In the coin collecting world, rarity, demand, and condition are the three most important factors, and the 2020p Roosevelt dime checks all three boxes. When you are talking about the top quality examples, the market demand is there. Collectors always want modern high-grade coins for their registry sets. Rarity comes in when you start looking at those coins graded at the top levels. Only a handful survive in that perfect condition. And as for condition, the difference between a coin graded MS-65 and one graded MS-70 can mean a jump from just a few dollars to tens of thousands of dollars. Some reports suggest that certain examples of the 2020p dime in pristine condition or with dramatic errors have been valued at around $58,000, which is absolutely incredible for a coin that most people would toss into a coin jar without thinking twice about it. That is why collectors are now paying close attention to their pocket change, because you never know when you might stumble upon one of these modern treasures. Think about it this way: the Roosevelt dime has been part of American coinage for decades, and millions of them are struck every year, but only a handful end up with the qualities that make collectors go crazy, and those are the coins that end up being worth a life-changing amount of money, from 10 cents to $58,000. That is the magic of coin collecting, and it shows you why people get so passionate about this hobby. If you happen to have a 2020p Roosevelt dime sitting in your pocket right now, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might just be holding a coin that is far more valuable than you think. Check for sharp details, check for luster, and check for errors, because those little things can turn ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. So the next time you see the word liberty shining on a dime, and the proud motto "In God We Trust," remember the story behind it, remember Franklin Roosevelt's legacy, and remember that hidden among those small silver-colored coins could be one worth $58,000. Keep your eyes open, because treasure is still out there waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places. Would you like me to extend this script into a super long format with more storytelling details so you can hit a longer runtime for your YouTube video, like a full 20-minute script? Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating coins in United States history, a coin that at first glance might seem like just another small piece of change that passes through millions of hands every single day, but when you take a closer look you realize that this coin can be worth an absolute fortune. I am talking about the 2004 Roosevelt dime with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" engraved proudly on its surface, a coin that is not only a part of our daily lives but also a treasure that could be hiding right in your pocket or coin jar right now. This tiny 10-cent piece is making headlines because of its astonishing value in the collector's market, with some examples valued at an incredible $58,000. The Roosevelt dime has a rich history that goes back to 1946, the year after President Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away. He was a beloved figure in American history, leading the nation through the Great Depression and most of World War II, and it was decided that the dime would be the perfect coin to honor him. Roosevelt was deeply connected with the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, and since he himself suffered from the disease, it became a meaningful tribute to his legacy. Ever since then, the Roosevelt dime has been an important piece of American coinage used in daily commerce, but also saved by collectors for its many variations, mint, marks, and errors. Now, when we fast forward to 2004, we reach a year that may not seem like it produced anything particularly rare. At first, the United States Mint struck hundreds of millions of dimes that year at both the Philadelphia Mint with AP Mintmark and the Denver Mint with AD Mintmark, but hidden among those millions are coins that have become extremely valuable because of their condition, their rarity, and the demand from collectors. Numismatists always tell us that not every coin is equal. A coin with heavy scratches, dents, and circulation where might only be worth face value, but a coin that is pristine, straight from the mint, and preserved in a high-grade condition can fetch thousands. For the 2004 Roosevelt dime, examples that are graded in Mint State 67 or even Mint State 68 with full torch designation, meaning the torch on the reverse side shows sharp detail and complete strike. These coins can skyrocket in value, while an average dime from 2004 might just buy you 10 cents worth of gum. The right one, with no circulation marks, could be valued as high as $58,000 at auction. Imagine finding that in your loose change jar at home. Collectors and dealers are constantly hunting for these gems because the population of ultra-high-grade 2004 Roosevelt dimes is very low. The minting process creates countless small imperfections during mass production, and it is rare for a coin to survive in flawless condition. Add to that the fact that most dimes go straight into circulation, used in vending machines, cash registers, and everyday spending. It makes untouched examples even rarer. When one surfaces in superb quality, it becomes a hot item in the marketplace, and competitive bidding pushes the price higher and higher. Another reason the 2004 Roosevelt dime has gained so much attention is because of error coins. Error dimes from this year include off-center strikes, double dies, and missing clad layers. These mint mistakes turn ordinary coins into valuable treasures. One small error can boost the value dramatically. Collectors prize uniqueness, and no two error coins are exactly the same. So if you come across a 2004 dime that looks a little odd, do not ignore it. That little flaw could mean the difference between 10 cents and tens of thousands of dollars. Think about the journey of these coins: millions struck, packed into bags, shipped to banks, distributed across the nation into registers, wallets, pockets, and piggy banks, yet somehow a few escape the wear and tear of daily use, remaining crisp and brilliant, and decades later those coins become sought-after rarities. Numismatics is not just about money, it is about history and preservation. Each coin tells a story about the time in which it was made, and the 2004 dime is a story of modern coinage, but also a story of hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. The design itself remains a timeless classic. The obverse features President Roosevelt's profile facing left with the inscriptions "Liberty" and In God We Trust along with the date 2004 and the mint mark, while the reverse shows the torch flanked by an olive branch on the left symbolizing peace and an oak branch on the right symbolizing strength with the words United States of America and one dime surrounding it, and of course e pluribus unum meaning out of many one. These designs are so familiar to us that we almost overlook them, but to coin enthusiasts every detail is important. The sharpness of the strike, the luster of the metal, and the alignment of the features all contribute to value. Right now in the collector's market, the buzz around this coin is stronger than ever, with prices climbing and more people searching through their pocket change in hopes of hitting the jackpot. Coin collecting has always had this exciting lottery-like aspect, the thrill of finding something rare in everyday money, and the 2004 Roosevelt dime has become a symbol of that dream. To think that a small silver-colored coin you might not even notice at first glance could pay for a brand new car or even a down payment on a house is nothing short of incredible. What makes this story even more inspiring is that you do not have to be a professional numismatist to participate. Anyone can grab a handful of change from a drawer and start looking. Keep an eye out for strong strikes, minimal wear, and unusual errors. If you see a 2004 dime that looks sharper and brighter than usual, it could be worth sending it to a professional grading service who can certify its quality. Once certified high grade examples bring serious money from collectors all over the world. The lesson here is that modern coins, even those minted in the 21st century, should not be ignored. Some people assume that only old coins from the 1800s or early 1900s are valuable, but the 2004 Roosevelt dime proves otherwise. Age is only one factor. Rarity and condition are equally powerful when it comes to determining value, and when those factors align, you get a coin worth $58,000 or even more at the right auction. So next time you get change from the store, do not just toss those dimes aside. Take a closer look, because hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be found. The Roosevelt dime has always been a tribute to a great American president, but in 2004 it also became a hidden treasure for collectors, a shining reminder that history, wealth, and discovery can fit in the palm of your hand. And who knows, maybe the next lucky person to uncover one of these high-grade gems worth $58,000 could be you. Would you like me to also create a shorter, punchier version of this script that is optimized for fast-paced viral YouTube delivery, so you can use it as an intro hook before jumping into this long, detailed narration? Today's video we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that has caught the attention of collectors all around the world, the 2000p Roosevelt dime from the United States of America. This is not just any ordinary dime that you might see in your pocket change. This is a coin with a story, a history, and a potential value that can absolutely blow your mind. Imagine holding in your hand a small 10-cent coin that could actually be worth $58,000. That's right, we are talking about serious money and a serious piece of American coinage history that many people overlook every single day. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, introduced to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. He was admired for his leadership and also for his role in supporting the March of Dimes, a program that helped fight polio, which makes the dime a fitting tribute to his legacy. When the first Roosevelt dimes were struck, they were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, but as time passed and the cost of silver rose, the U.S. Mint changed the composition. Beginning in 1965, modern Roosevelt dimes, including the 2000p, are made of a copper nickel clad with an inner copper core and an outer layer of nickel, giving it that shiny silver-like look. The year 2000 was an important year in coin production. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes, but here is the amazing part. Not every dime is created equal. While most of them are only worth face value and can be found in circulation, some coins were struck with exceptional detail, known as mint state examples. These are the dimes that collectors search for with a passion because their flawless surfaces, sharp design details, and lack of wear make them highly valuable. In fact, certain mint state Roosevelt dimes from the year 2000 have been graded by professional coin grading services at extremely high levels like MS-68 or even higher, and when a coin reaches that kind of perfection, its value skyrockets. The front of the coin, also known as the obverse, shows the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left with the word liberty on the left side of the coin and the national motto "In God We Trust" just beneath his chin. On the right side you see the year 2000 and the mint mark P representing the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse of the coin displays a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left symbolizing peace and an oak branch on the right symbolizing strength and independence, the words United States of America and one dime encircle the design. This classic imagery has remained unchanged since the series began in 1946. Now let's talk about the incredible value and worth of this 2000p Roosevelt dime. While most of them are still worth just 10 cents to the average spender in circulation, certain rare examples have sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auction. A gem quality 2000p dime with no visible flaws, full torch strike and blazing luster can attract fierce bidding from collectors. These are the coins that can fetch as much as $58,000 in today's coin market. Think about that. A single dime that you might ignore or use to pay for parking could actually change your financial situation if you happen to discover a rare gem hidden in plain sight. Collectors love the Roosevelt dime series because it is affordable to start, yet it has hidden treasures. For those who dig deeper, the year 2000 Philadelphia dime is an excellent example of how modern coins are not just everyday change, but also potential treasures. It is important to know that the rarity is not based on the year alone, but on the condition and strike of the coin. If you find one that is well preserved, stored carefully, or accidentally missed circulation, then you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. The coin market has seen a huge surge in demand for rare and high-grade Roosevelt dimes. Auctions across the United States have witnessed these coins selling for thousands of dollars, and the excitement around modern-era coinage is only growing. Collectors who once focused only on silver dimes or older series are now paying close attention to coins from the 1990s and 2000s because pristine examples are extremely hard to find. The fact that this small dime struck in 2000 could command $58,000 makes it one of the most talked about modern dimes in numismatic circles. So next time you get change back from a store or go through your coin jar at home, make sure to take a close look at those dimes, especially the ones dated 2000 with the Philadelphia mint mark. Hold them up to the light, check their surfaces, and see if they shine with that perfect mint luster, because you might just be holding a rare treasure without even realizing it. It is these hidden gems that remind us why coin collecting is not only a hobby but also an adventure filled with surprises and opportunities for big rewards. The 2000p Roosevelt dime is a symbol of history, value, and potential wealth. It connects us to the story of Franklin D. Roosevelt, to the evolution of American coinage, and to the thrilling world of collecting where even the smallest coin can carry the biggest surprise. Imagine the excitement of turning 10 cents into $58,000. That is why collectors treasure this coin and why it continues to attract attention from all over the world. So whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, remember to keep your eyes open and never underestimate the coins you come across. Every coin has a story, but some, like the 2000p Roosevelt dime, have a story worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And that, my friends, is the beauty of coin collecting. It is history in your hands, it is value hidden in plain sight, and it is proof that sometimes the smallest treasures hold the biggest worth.